Every parent wants their child to enjoy reading and to do well in school. Some of us, when pregnant, me, even fantasized about sitting our little ones in our lap and sharing a magical story together. We want them to feel confident with reading, to be those early learners who walk into school believing they can learn and are ahead of the class. But what happens when your toddler or young child avoids reading or gets frustrated or refuses to sit down at all? And you're left thinking, why is this so hard? Am I missing something? And if that thought has crossed your mind, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not late, and this is fixable. Hi, I'm Laura Beth, the creator of Books, Bonds, and Brighter Futures, where I help busy, overwhelmed parents support their child's reading journey in a way that feels calm, simple, and doable, even when life is full and you don't feel there's any room to make reading a habit. Why do I do this? As a mom of 3 boys, I taught all 3 to read before kindergarten. I know the long-term impact, and you can't miss this. So if you've ever said things like, my child won't read, my child hates reading, or we keep reading the same book over and over and nothing is changing, I want you to hear this right away. You are not doing anything wrong. So why is reading resistance so common? Most parents assume reading struggles mean something is wrong with their child or with what they're doing. But in most cases, reading resistance has nothing to do with intelligence, motivation, or effort for both you, the parent, and your child. It usually comes down to missing strategies and missing confidence. I've sat with parents who felt blindsided once school started, realizing their child feels behind or is behind, and they never had a chance to feel successful. And that moment hurts. It's a real fear to think, I should have done more to prepare them, because no parent wants their child to start school already doubting themselves. So this is what parents often miss. Here's something most parents aren't told. Reading isn't just about knowing letters or sounding out words. It's about understanding what you're reading, feeling confident trying, and believing you can figure things out. When kids don't have those pieces in place, reading starts to feel hard, and they avoid it. So parents try more books, more apps, more pressure. And instead of helping, it often creates more frustration for everyone. And a lot of parents just give up. They hope school will fill in the gaps, not because they don't care, but because no one ever showed them what to do at home. I actually have a lot to say about this topic of the attitude or mindset of thinking that a school classroom is going to solve all of your child's reading problems. But I'm going to have to save that for a future video, so stay tuned. All right, when a child wants to read the same book again and again, it's not a bad habit. Here's a snippet of our 2-year-old reciting The Very Hungry Caterpillar that, yes, I felt like we read every day for 3 months. He memorized it.
Very hungry caterpillar. On Saturday, if you want a piece of chocolate cake, one ice cream cone, one pickle, one sausage and cheese, one salami, one lollipop, one cheese and pie, one sausage, one cupcake, and one slice of watermelon.
This repetition, day after day, turned into confidence for him. One day, he just started reading it back to me. He would just take over while I was reading it and finish all the sentences on the pages. And that was my clue. He was building something important. I actually used this video as the party invite for his 3rd birthday, and the theme was The Very Hungry Caterpillar, all because we bonded over reading a simple book, night after night. He's 11 now and reading books with 500 plus pages in them, and doesn't need my help anymore. Wanting you or the child wanting to read the same book day after day is usually a sign they're trying to feel safe and successful. They're choosing what feels familiar because new reading feels uncertain. That tells us something important. Your child doesn't need more content. They need better support and clearer strategies. So this is the part I really want you to hear. You don't need to be a teacher. You don't need long lessons, and you don't need to just overhaul your life. Reading confidence grows through small, consistent moments woven into everyday routines. And when parents understand how reading works, kids become more willing, more curious, and more confident. For parents who want this broken down simply, this is exactly what I walk you through inside my 5-day Reading Jumpstart Challenge. You can start today as early as age 2 with your child. It's a foundation you can't beat. It's linked below. Again, I speak this from experience. Small everyday routines over large reading programs, apps, and thinking you need hours a day is going to win out every time. I've seen it firsthand. Okay, a few important mindset shifts to hold on to right now. Reading resistance is communication, not defiance. Confidence matters as much as decoding. Short, intentional moments beat long, forced lessons. These are foundations, not the full method. So now you might be wondering, okay, but what do I actually do? Where do I start without overwhelming my child or myself, right? That's exactly what I'm going to show you in the next video. Next, I'll walk you through simple reading strategies that help kids understand what they're reading, even if you feel unsure or short on time. Let's take this next step together.